Well, Axel, it's been a very long off season. Training camp has kicked off. Players have returned. I know we're waiting for some more fit players to arrive. But what is it like spending the majority of your preseason on home soil here at the training center?
I think this is the most positive part of it, as we have been disconnected with our families for a long time last year, and we already know that we have to go on the road again for a time. So I think this is the positive of this preseason, that we will stay the whole time here in wonderful, beautiful British Columbia, Vancouver, our hometown, and this is the place where we would love to stay the majority of the time. So the challenge is coming later.
How has the delay impacted you and the team?
The season went longer than expected also last year, so I think it was a pretty good off-season still for everybody after a very tough season, especially for the Canadian teams, with being on the road for such a long time. I think there are two parts of an off-season. The one is the time to recover your body, but the other thing is also the mental side. And I think from the mental side, it was a very hard season for us all. And so it was very good to get off that a little bit and to relax and to prepare again for all the challenges that are coming.
Speaking a little bit on a personal note, what did you do this off-season?
The off-season is the most busy part for a sporting director, so an off-season is not really off-season. It's more normally in a normal season, it's the relaxing part. It starts a little bit after the first game. If you have done everything, if you have all pieces in place, all puzzle pieces fall into the places, and you start into the season. That was, by the way, my biggest mistake last year after the second game at the Galaxy, and we won, as I thought, yes, this is good. Good start, good preseason, good start into the season. And 5 days later we had the lockdown, so I will not make this mistake again, but my off-season was very busy, but busy as normal, because the off-season is the time where the coaching staff and the management has to prepare for the next season.
How did you come to the decision of starting the season in Utah?
We had to go across the country and to look where is an environment where we have a home base that allows us to give everybody his own private home place, because we need somehow a location, a facility where we meet every day, where we meet for changing, where we meet for having meals together, for having meetings together, where Mark can address things. And to be honest, I think there's no better place than in Utah, in Salt Lake, because they have that environment. They built it for the women's soccer team. And it is vacant, it is empty, and they could give it to us. So they will give it to us, and it's such a good setup for us, beside of the fact that it's not in Vancouver.
You guys have a lot of familiar faces returning to the club this season. What does it mean for you to put the rebuild season behind you and kind of focus on the team that you guys have right now?
The exciting thing about that is that everybody knows everything about the club. There was nobody we had to introduce to things. It was not even, Mark was quite joyful. He was really joyful about having a group and building the first setups in training and the first exercises. And he said it worked from the first second. There was nobody holding back or nobody who didn't understood, and the session has to be stopped and I had to explain again. Everything worked from the very first minute. I also spoke with 2 or 3 senior guys that said, hey, this was the best start into a preseason I had in this club, because it was like, there was not even a stop. It was like we continue at exactly the same spot we ended in 2020. And that's what I said very often. We all feel that we did a good step in the last season. And don't get me wrong, we didn't really fulfilled what we wanted to do. We missed our main target to go to the playoffs by 3 points, and we have not used anything as an excuse. So we feel all that we missed this, and we want to do better this year. But we start at the place that is 3 points behind the playoffs. So that's our feeling. We were only 3 points behind the playoffs, and we start from there. And we know that we made a huge step in the last season to come there. And now it's another huge step we want to do, and why we should not do that with additional pieces we will add to the group, and also with having a better setup and a not that distracted season than we had last year, with so many disadvantages we also had last year.
24 returning players, but new faces will be added to the roster. What are you most excited to see about those guys coming in?
So first of all, we have done a better homework than we have done in all the last years. So the players should be exact the right fit for our needs that we still have in the squad. And the other thing is they're all young and hungry. It's another thing that we are working on. We want to be a young group. We want to be a club that gives minutes to young players. We want to be an organization that develops players. And so it excites me that we not only found the right profiles, we also found young players with the right profile. And said that, it means players that still have a capacity to grow. And we also analyzed very well in the scouting and recruitment process what are the things these players are lacking of. So, and we already discussed programs how we can work on those things to make this player better. So means it's exciting to get players that exactly fits to our needs. They are young, but it's even more exciting to know that we are all confident that we will develop them to even better players.
Let's break some of those down. Looking at the backline, the club added a super draft right back in Javane Brown, solidified the keeper position in adding Evan Newton, and now experienced fullback in Bruno Gaspar. What can fans expect out of Gaspar, and are you happy with the look of the back four and the goalkeeping situation?
Yes, I think we found what we were looking for, because we have two very talented Canadian goalkeepers. One is representing the Canadian men's national team, and the other one is also a player of the program of Canada. So it was very important that we add a goalkeeper that has experience, that has the ability to play, but who has also the age and experience and the patience to be fine if he doesn't play. So this is the perfect fit, and we added two players on the right back position. By the way, Bruno Gaspar played a good amount of games also on the left back position. So we added another versatile player, as we see a need in these positions, because we ended up last season very often in a situation where Jake Nowinski had to play every single game, even if he played 5 games in a row in 2 weeks. And it is a position that is very intense, and where the player has to run a lot, and obviously it's not the perfect solution if you only have the one player and he is running out of gas and you don't have another player. And on the left back side, we have to deal with the fact that both players are international players and might be gone at some point in the season, as the league cannot always stop for international windows. What means that we will end up maybe with having both of them not available for league games. So we saw a need to add additional fullbacks to be prepared for all of those scenarios.